Hello everybody, today is the anniversary of that terrible event in South Africa in 1976 when 20,000 students and school children rebelled against the apartheid government's insistence that Afrikaans should be the language that was used to teach in African schools. And this was seen as a threat to the identity of the African people, trying to impose the white Afrikaans identity on those citizens, on those young people in Soweto. It was a rebellion, as I say, 20,000 students. It's reported that 176 of them died, but actually probably there were a lot more, and thousands were injured. It is a reminder to us of how important language is to identity. And this is quite a topical thought, really, because it was reported on the news the other day that in a Ukrainian village near to the Russian border, people travelling through are stopped in order to identify that they are Ukrainians and not Russians. And the way the identity is carried out is that the traveller is told to say two words in Ukrainian, which apparently are very difficult to say if you're Russian. There's also Turkey, who have recently, after a long campaign, changed the country's name. The United Nations now has recognised that it is to be called, I don't know how it's pronounced, but anyway the E and the Y at the end of the name are reversed, so it's Turkey. And there's a bit of a row in the House of Lords at the moment because a bill has been introduced to preserve the Irish language in Northern Ireland, to make sure it is properly respected. Part of the identity of Ireland, in a country which some in Ireland see as being a kind of colony of the UK. Identity and language are very close. Indeed, that bill I've just referred to is called the Identity and Language Bill. It made me think about identity, my identity, the identity that we reveal when we open our mouths and speak. We often give away quite a lot about our roots, about our origins, about who we are. I was reflecting on what it meant to me to speak the way I speak, what I suppose you might call BBC English. And there is a sense that this is a sort of a dominant language, a dominant way of speaking in the world. 1.5 billion people in the world understand English. It is the language which is best understood by the world's population, although only 400 million actually speak it as their first language. So in that sense, English is dominant, and there's a sense in which this particular accent that I have is the dominant accent. It's so easy to think of all other accents, regional accents, as kind of offshoots, because most members of the government, most of the people speaking on the radio and the television speak like this. It's easy to think of this as the proper way of doing it, and to perhaps, and I hope I'm not going too far in this, perhaps allowing it to give me and others who speak like this a slight sense of being ordinary and normal, whereas everyone else is just ever so slightly different. I just thought I would just reflect on my responses when I hear the way other people speak today, and make sure that my own use of BBC language and the BBC accent, which is of course an accent, it isn't just the only normal way of speaking, that hope that doesn't give me any sense of superiority.